Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I feel like if I'm going to do a review on this film that I should play my role and do it right, you know? I want to thank everybody who gave their feedback on my last review, my first review in a long time. For those that don't know, I used to do movie reviews for Vlad TV. Shout out to DJ Vlad. And I also used to do sneaker reviews. That was pretty cool too. See if I can put on my ring. Oh, that fits there. Yes. As you know, my podcast originally was intended to just be faceless, meaning just audio, but I have people insisting to film it so that they can watch it. So I'm doing my very best. Bear with me. And if you want to support my merch line, You Love You, this is my logo. Self-love movement. Please, I will put the link in my description. Go surprise me and buy a t-shirt or a hoodie because it is hoodie season. There's also crew necks. Okay, so as you know, I like to write all my stuff. I was asked by my professor to change my major from nursing to journalism because my writing is so good. My grammar might not be that great, but thank God we have like corrections, right? Autocorrect and spell check and all that good stuff. So I do this so I don't ramble because that's what I'm doing right now, and I don't like to have that space on my podcast. So this is why when I record it, I have my notes jotted there and I go in my little bubble of my mind and I share my thoughts and my feelings, and that's what A Girl Talks was always intended to be, a place where I can drop some gems, maybe shake some leaves and give you material so that you can come up with your own opinion and your feelings on certain topics that I discuss. In this situation, we're going to be talking about Venom. Okay, let me get my setup set up. Let's create a project right now. All right, so yeah, let's do this. I'm excited. Hi everyone, and welcome to A Girl Talks. I'm your host Jasenia, and today I'm going to title this Venom Last Dance, why it is a must-watch and a marvelous masterpiece. Maybe I'll shorten the title. You'll never know. I always end up switching it up. I was very fortunate to attend the New York premiere of Sony's latest installment for Venom, and it's called The Last Dance because it's the end of this trilogy. And I have so much to say. We're going to dive into it. I want to thank Sony. I was able to reconnect with friends that are far in the West Coast, that are cosplayers, big comic heads that were in town for New York Comic Week. And it was just so nice to just vibe and connect and catch up, especially celebrating a film like the one that I'm going to dive in today on this episode. It's one of Marvel's most exciting movies of the year. Venom Last Dance has been so highly anticipated, and I have absolutely nothing but good things to say about this film, without exaggeration. It is funny, it is emotional, and it took everything that was great about the series and it just made it even better. This episode is going to be all about why Venom The Last Dance is a must watch and how it raised the bar. And I think Chai just wants to be in all of my videos and in all of my episodes of A Girl Talk. She wants to be my co-host, I think. Give me a second, y'all. I'll be right back. This is truly a first time. You've probably heard Chai's footsteps in the background here and there, but today she's just running up the stairs wanting to be with mom, and you know what? It serves me right because it's the night before Mischievous Night. Halloween is tomorrow. Me and her are gonna have some fun. I'm dressing up, she's dressing up. It's something we do every year, and maybe it's just that excitement in her body that she knows. But let's get to what we're here for, and that is this movie. As I mentioned, there's no exaggerations here. In this episode, I want to talk about how this installment raises the bar and what makes Venom and Eddie Brock such an iconic duo. Also, let's talk about Tom Hardy's phenomenal performance. It's phenomenal how the movie opens up the room for future installments, and we're going to get into my rating at the end of this. So buckle up, Symbiote fans, and let's dive into Venom. Let's dance, let's dance, let's dance, let's dance. Okay, but that's not even the song that's in the movie. Without any spoilers, I'll sprinkle what song they were dancing to, which is, maybe y'all can guess. For those that are watching this, in the comments, you can put right now, what do you think my favorite band is? I'll just say it's disco-y. All right, let's start with the evolution of this series, okay? When first the Venom movie came out, it was fun and it was refreshing. It introduced us to the side of Marvel that's darker, grittier, more chaotic, but also has a surprising sense of humor. Venom, The Last Dance, takes everything that's been worked in the first films and it elevates it. It elevates it by 1,000. The action scenes are more intense, the stakes feel higher, and the humor is just perfectly balanced with the darker moments. And it's so rare to see a series that only improves with each installment. But Venom manages to do exactly that. And for those that were really upset with Joker, I mean, it's a whole nother conversation. It's a different case study. I have a lot to say about that. And if you haven't heard it, I do have the audio here on my podcast. I also have a video on my YouTube. But there was no exaggeration there either. You either love it or you hate it. Here, it's so hard to not love it. The movie is so well paced right from the beginning. It pulls you in with action and it doesn't let go. Never let go, Jack. A whole other movie, right? Every scene feels purposeful and the pacing is on point, which makes the emotional and comedic moments even more efficient. You feel it. Yes, I shed a tear and I'm not ashamed to share that. I found myself really getting emotional at some of the scenes and I'm laughing out loud, being at the edge of my seat. Genuinely, it had my intention and I was invested in it the whole entire time. There was never a moment where I was like, really, what time is it? How much more do we have left? Or why am I watching the same thing over and over again? No. Why I love Venom as a character. Let me take a moment to talk about this. I love Venom as a character. Venom is unlike any other Marvel comic book. If you read comic books, then you understand what I mean. And if you don't, well, I'm just letting you know that he is unlike any of the other Marvel comics. He's not a clean-cut superhero. He's complex and messy and unpredictable, and that's what makes him so compelling. He's an anti-hero in every sense of the word, with his own sense of morality that doesn't always align with what we consider good or right. Venom is raw. He's criminal. He represents the darker, more chaotic side of human nature. Venom isn't just about fighting the bad guys. It's about survival. It's about freedom. It's about embracing the parts of ourselves that we usually keep hidden. And the way he interacts with Eddie brings out all those aspects beautifully. Venom is the voice that says what we're sometimes too afraid to say out loud. The parts of us that want to break free from society's norms and expectations, but at times we don't because we're afraid of what will people say or what will people think. Venom is truly an all-time anti-hero, and he is just big. I wish the listeners could see that I have a claw and I have all of these, like, it's supposed to be Venom. So if you ever have a chance to go on my YouTube, you know what? I'll put a reel. I'll put a clip on my Instagram of the claw of Venom that I am wearing that's representing my part of my Venom. But now let's focus on Tom Hardy, because he is absolutely so impressive and deserves all the praises of his performance in Venom: The Last Dance. Tom Hardy doesn't just play Eddie Brock, he embodies him, right? He brings this gritty energy to the character that makes Eddie feel incredibly real and even relatable. Eddie is flawed and he's struggling, and sometimes, you know, he is what he is. He's a broken man. And he plays him with so much heart and vulnerability that you can't help but to root for him, right? But not only does he bring Eddie to life, he also is the voice of Venom. That's right. Tom Hardy voices both Eddie and Venom, and he's perfected this dynamic duel between the two, this synergy between the two. The way he switches between Eddie's vulnerable side and Venom's darkness and chaotic and unpredictability. It truly is amazing to watch and hear and just see, like, this whole thing pan out on the big screen. It's not an easy task, but Hardy nails it every single time. And this movie, it just gets better. It's almost like muscle memory. It's almost like he has become the Venom, and he has become Eddie, and he brings them to life and keeps them raw and authentic and true to their own individual selves, because they're both different characters, right? Venom is in essence a parasite that is living in a live host, which is Eddie. And so for Tom Hardy to be able to break these characters as individuals and bring them to life individually at the same time, it is remarkable. And I'm not going to toot my own horn in the Virgo team, but Team Virgo, baby, found out without even trying to find out that Tom Hardy is a Virgo, as am I. But again, his performance is one of the biggest reasons why this film works so well. He is the heart and soul. He was made to be Venom. He was made for this role. What's really interesting about Venom: The Last Dance is how it develops Eddie and Venom as separate characters, right? Eddie's dealing with his own struggles, trying to make sense of his life, his choices, his identity outside of Venom. And there's that raw vulnerability in Eddie that shines in this movie that so many people can relate to, right? He's not just a vessel or a living host for Venom. He is his own person with his own fears and his own regrets and his own need for redemption. Whereas we have Venom, who's also ever evolving. He's still chaotic, unpredictable, that we love and that we know, but he's also showing a side that's more protective and understanding of Eddie. It's almost like Venom is learning to coexist with Eddie on a deeper level. It's not just a host parasite type of thing, but it's a partnership, it's a friendship. It almost feels familial, like family. This development makes their bond feel even stronger, like they're both growing in their own ways but ultimately coming together. There's a lot of growth and development in both characters, and I see that. And as someone that is continuously doing the work, healing my own journey openly about it, I can see so much and relate and empathize with both of them. And I really did fall into love in seeing their bond becoming more than just parasite and host. The heart, right, of this movie and the whole series really is the relationship between these two, Eddie and Venom. They're one of the most unique duos in the Marvel universe, and their relationship has evolved so much over the course of these films that in Venom: Last Dance, we truly see them embracing their bond, their brohood, their bromance. Because that is a thing. They've gone from being reluctant partners to a team, and that generally cares for each other. And that shows us that misunderstandings can be put aside. And when you are leaning and moving forward on the same purpose, the same drive, the same commitment, that so much can be accomplished and so much can be developed, that their disagreements and indifferences just kind of just is in the back burner when it comes to this third installment of the trilogy. That banter between Eddie and Venom is just absolutely hilarious. We saw it from the beginning, we saw it in the middle, and we see it here. And it's more than just comedy. It's a reflection of their relationship, of the two beings learning to live with each other, their flaws, their strengths, their weaknesses, their pains, their likes, their dislikes. There's real emotional depth here, especially in this installment. I shed a tear. I've said that on my stories. I said it on my reel. I mean, you're seeing me if you're watching this on my YouTube, and you're hearing me. And since you can't see me because you're listening to me, I have this claw that I'm doing a little tear sign on my face. Trying so hard not to scratch myself. And surprisingly, it doesn't hurt. It actually feels good. I have a little itch. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Let me see if you guys hear this. Venom: The Last Dance. It's funny, it's touching, and it's so well executed. One of the things that I love the most about this installment is how it balances humor and emotion. The comedic relief is so well timed. It never feels forced. It never feels out of place. It never feels like it's just filling space or it's just senseless. You know, Venom's sense of humor, it is dark and sometimes a little absurd. That's the type of humor that I love, by the way. I love dark humor, sarcasm, but it's the perfect contrast to Eddie's more serious and troubled personality that we see. So there's like this cool balance that it brings it out. This movie uses humor to keep things light when it needs to, but it never undermines the emotional core of the story or any moments that are of seriousness. There are scenes that had me completely rolling on the floor, laughing out loud. And there were moments where I felt genuinely moved. I said, I cried. It's not often that a hero or an anti-hero, as I should properly refer, can make you feel that kind of emotional range. But Venom: The Last Dance does it so beautifully, so seamlessly. The balance of humor and heart, it's what makes this film stand out. And without giving too much away, Venom: The Last Dance definitely leaves room for more. There are hints and moments, little Easter eggs left for us, right, in the film that suggests that we haven't seen the last of Eddie and Venom. The ending is so satisfying, but it also leaves you wanting more, praying for more, hoping for more, getting excited because you believe that there's going to be more. And it is clear that the creators have planned to take this story even further. And as a fan, I am rooting for this. If there's a petition out there, let's start one, because there has to be more. This is not the end. It cannot be the end. I think that we can expect future films to dive even deeper into their bond, as well as introduce more challenges and possibly even more characters from the Marvel Universe. And the possibilities are so endless when you're talking about the Marvel Universe, especially with how well this movie was written, directed, produced, and received by a fan, a comic book fan, a Marvel fan. If the series continues on this path, we are in for some amazing stories ahead, and we are going to definitely see Tom do incredible and great things for Venom, because he was made to be Venom. He was, Lady Gaga says, I was born. Yeah, well, Tom Hardy was born to be Venom. I was born. Yeah. That is Tom. Tom was born to play this role, for sure, for sure. So now, I'm going to get myself together, gather my emotions and excitement, because, and I'm going to remove a claw because it's cutting the circulation of my thumb. Wow. Okay. I thought the other one would be because I'm wearing a ring, but no. I'm perfectly fine that. So now that I have the ability to rate Venom: The Last Dance, I'm gonna give it a solid 10. I'm not gonna be one of those people, like, out of a scale of 1 to 10, it's like 100, because it is, to me, it is. But I'm gonna just keep it raw. From 1 to 10, it is a 10. Can't go. You get the point. It's the 10. It's really hard to be a 10 in my book. This movie does everything right. It's got great action, fantastic character development, humor, emotional depth, and you know me, I'm all about getting deep, getting connected. It's rare for a series to just get better and better with each installment. I know y'all have your opinions about Joker, but Venom has done just that. It just gets better with the next installment after the next installment. And the story just feels fresh to me. It doesn't feel dragged out, overplayed, overdone. You know, the characters are growing and it keeps you entertained from start to finish, and it leaves you wanting more. So if you are a Venom fan, a Marvel fan, this movie is a no-brainer. It is a must watch. And if you have never been a fan and this is the first time you're going to watch a movie or any Marvel movies, you're going to become a fan of this trilogy. And to me, this would probably be the greatest starting point if it's the first time for you to watch it. It's funny, it's intense, it has something for everyone. You're not gonna walk away unhappy. Trust me, you don't wanna miss this one. Thank you, Sony. I got to watch this movie through 4D, which is something I never experienced in my life before. It basically just amplifies all 4 of your senses. We have 5, right? That's audio, that's smell, that's touch, that's taste, that's, oh my gosh, what's the 5th? Well, what you get here is the movement, right? So you're feeling it. The audio, you get to hear it. Oh, sight, you see it. It's oh my God, the CGI is just beautiful. One of my complaints for when I first saw the first installment was that we know Venom is a dark comic book, right? He's dark. Everything's just dark. But there's pops of colors in the comic books that you could see. But in the film, it just was so dark. And my biggest complaint was like, he gets lost. You just get lost. You find yourself squinting. You're like, what is going on? You kind of like defocus. But on the second, it was beautiful, right? With the reds and the blacks and all that stuff. But here, it was just beautiful to watch. To watch Venom on the big screen, rightfully against all these beautiful cinematic foregrounds and landscapes. And even with, Tom playing Eddie, it was such a gorgeous, flawless visual. I again got to see it, feel it, hear it, and there was like water, so like you could turn it off and on if you wanted. I kept it on, so I got a little wet in places that were water, and it was just great. Okay, I did something to the microphone. YouTube caught it, but we are picking up. The movie was great, so I highly recommend it. You already know I'm someone that encourages people to go watch it, have your own opinion. If you loved it, thumbs up this video. If you agree, share your thoughts, your comments, your feelings. If you're listening to this, just shoot me an email, y'all. I do check it out. I do reply. Email me at agirltalks@gmail.com. I am your host, Jasenia. Thank you for your time. Because I love having these conversations, and it takes me back to when I used to do my my movie reviews with Vlad TV. Again, shout out to DJ Vlad for that opportunity. It's very nostalgic to be able to do that, and I'm very grateful to be able to go to these premieres, go to these advanced screenings, and have conversations to have with my friends. Those are the first people I talk to in my family, and I'm just happy that I can bring it here to this community. Thank you all, and I will be back. Keep your ears and eyes peeled, because I will be creating more content on my YouTube with vlogs, and here I'm going to get back to the program where I'm going to talk about topics that matter, that are sometimes too difficult. I actually recorded something about a film called Anora, and I think what I want to talk about and tackle that is sexuality in film and women empowerment. So that's going to probably be a new episode, not related to the movie, but inspired by. And even, with Venom, with personal self-growth and finding redemption. That would be a great topic to dedicate for my podcast in the series and the new season that's coming up. I love you all. And once again, thank you so much for your support. My name is Jasenia, and this is A Girl Talks. Bye. Okay. Well, we did it. We did it, y'all. We did it. And no interruption of Chai, although I did hear her barking, but it's okay. Let me save this.